I don't know about you guys. I'm actually kind of happy that weather has cooled down a little bit, right? Gave us a big scare there with 99-degree temperatures in March, but I like a little overcast. And let's hear it for the rain we've had for like 2 straight days, right? For our friends at the Middle Rio Grande Conservancy District, if there is a rain dance we're supposed to do, we got a lot of people here, so maybe we can, some powerful praying after the formal program, we can keep it up. Yeah, because they need, we need the moisture. All right, well, thank you all very much for coming this afternoon. I'm Dave Simon, I'm your Parks and Rec Director. We are just thrilled to be here today to mark the completion of Phase 1 improvements here at the Rio Grande access point for the Candelaria Nature Preserve. You're going to hear from an esteemed group here today, which shall include Mayor Tim Keller, State Senator Debbie O'Malley, City Councilor Joaquin Baca, Director and Vice Chair of MRGCD, Colin Baugh, and our Open Space Superintendent, Colleen Lang and McRoberts. I'll just say that I think Mayor Keller has been probably the strongest supporter of open space in the history of our city, and this project and his support for it. I mean, many people over decades have supported open space. It's a great thing that we all actually can come together on. But Mayor Baca has picked up the baton and kept the progress moving. And support for projects like this is just another example of the real change, real improvements, real investments that are meaningful in the community that Mayor Keller has supported very, very strongly. So without further ado, our Mayor, Tim Keller.
Yeah. Thanks, Dave. Thanks so much. This project is like some of the projects that many of us have worked on, and I say us as I look out in this audience, especially in the open space community, for a long time. And I just want to begin, I think, with a little bit of the backstory that I remember. When I came in and Dave started, we were going over projects, and he was like, well, Candelaria Farm, it's never really, we had this vision, and we, meaning the city, for years. I mean, really like decades. And it's like we grow trees here, so this has always been the tree farm, which is cool, but it was never open to the public. And then we always had this amazing farm that, you couldn't really view or see. And we did the things we needed to do ecologically, had the goats out here a lot, But at the end of the day, we couldn't quite get all the pieces together. And there were a couple of problems. One was there was just so many entities involved. So this is where I want to thank every entity that actually helped make this happen, which is there's dozens. So I'm not even going to name them all, but MRGCD, raise your hand. Conservancy District, raise your hand. Neighborhood organizations on both sides and over there, raise your hand. And then we also had, I think, there were a couple other, the acequia folks were part of this too. I mean, I think we got in double digits for number of entities that had to be involved in this. And the amazing thing, though, is we did find a way to get it done. And I just appreciate everyone, number one, for not giving up. And number two, our open space board, in different iterations, some of them are not on the board anymore. But open space board, raise your hand. Thank you. Give them a round of applause. We got a couple of them here. Basically, the long story short is we really got together with, especially the neighbors, to work out the sticky issue about parking and use, and also everyone who's involved in conservancy, including our open space team, to make sure that we're respecting really what this land is supposed to be for. And so finding that secret sauce really it was like those chemistry projects where you're adding in chemicals and all of a sudden it turns pink and starts smoking and you're like, wow, I got it right. All of a sudden it worked. And what works is a couple of things just to highlight. We have a parking footprint that is at least meaningful. It's not huge, but it's meaningful, especially with the ADA access. We have this turnaround. This is actually a big thing that neighbors wanted. So at least you could drop off people and then go park elsewhere. And then of course, a way to get across the acequia to look in the observation deck that we have. So without walking through all of those details, believe it or not, that consensus, that's really what we achieved here. And then what you'll see in coming around this summer and in phase 2, which is a highlight, legislators and so forth, we do need a little extra money to finish phase 2. But out there, we're gonna have our natural seeds and our natural tree, native tree growing, and that's kind of like a nature walk and living nursery on that side. And it's also a way for people like me to just walk through and say, okay, these are the plants I need because I know they'll grow here and they're water appropriate, and I just take a picture and then I can go figure out how to get them. So anyway, with that being said, of course, this was a culmination of GO bonds from the city, of state funding from legislators that we heard, or sorry, from state representatives and state senators that we heard, and some GO bonds that our legislature passed, whole lot of different pieces of funding. But we're here today to open it and to enjoy it. And I looked at the geese. Did the geese leave? They were right over there. You know, sort of like, it's like they're scoping out the new area. You know, you'd think they would have started over there, but it was the fresh dirt and now getting in some shade. But we're excited for our whole community to be able to experience the bosque in a way that is ecologically friendly. And of course, in the fall, right, this is a really good viewing area for the cranes. And I think we all love the cranes. Like, it's such a special thing in New Mexico and in Albuquerque. But I will tell you, especially even with young kids, sometimes it's a little tough to like figure it out with the cranes, because you know, you can go to like Valle de Oro, you can go on the west side, which is great viewing, but it's far away unless you walk a lot. So this also, because I did see one stroller that was around here, this is going to be really good for the really little kids, so they can see cranes, but in a way that you can stroller and get to and come back. So this really hits at a multi-gen aspect of enjoying some of the special things in our bosque. Also for folks, obviously, with wheelchairs would be another example where it can be really difficult actually to enjoy these amazing creatures that come here and visit us for the winter. So with that, I'm just going to really say again, thank you to everyone who is involved, and continue to hand it over to our speakers. But I'm going to end my remarks with just look, Team Parks and Rec, raise your hand, great job. Team Open Space, you see them all in the the uniforms. And of course, Colleen and Dave, we've had great leadership in these departments. Thank you so much for making this happen. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to our state senator, Debbie O'Malley.
Yeah, let me just do a quick, I'll do a quick intro for that. So
Dave, never mind. Dave will do the MC.
I'm going to do a little emceeing. And as we bring Senator O'Malley up, you know, I want to just add my thanks to the mayors about the diverse partnership that it's taken to achieve these kinds of things. And we do have our three OSAB board members, including Chair Diane Souders here, Yasmin Najmi, and Clay Campbell. I also want to recognize our partners at New Mexico State Parks. Levi Dean's the superintendent of the Rio Grande Nature Center State Park. So thank our neighbor and partner. Thank you, Levi, for everything. And of course, the community here, the North Valley community in particular, that really engaged in this project and helped us get it right. Now, but we wouldn't be here today without the incredible support of our New Mexico legislative delegation. We've had fantastic support for this project for several years now, since the first plan was completed for the Candelaria Nature Preserve, which was 2022, I believe. So for the last 4 years, we've had incredible support in Santa Fe, and Representative Javier Martinez, State Senator Katie Duhigg, State Representative Eleanor Chavez, and our late senator from this area, Senator Bill O'Neill, along with Senator O'Malley, have all just pitched in incredibly essential resources to actually get the work done. I'm so glad that Senator O'Malley could be with us here today. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Mayor. I'm really pleased to be here as well. It's just so great to see so many of the people that I haven't seen for a while, who I've worked with for many years, and I'm sure we can think back about projects that we all worked on. I want to make sure that I acknowledge former Senator Dee Dee Feldman, Back in the day, before I was even in elected office, I worked with her office to get projects done. So, you know, it's just wonderful to see so many people that are still engaged because, you know, life, it takes over. And so, but I appreciate all the time that you give to projects like this to better our community. I guess I'm kind of a stand-in for other state reps. And it was mentioned, you know, former Senator Bill O'Neill, he did put a lot of funding and support into this project, and actually also the Nature Center, the larger, the other portion off of Candelaria, he also put a lot of work into that. So we have a lot of folks to thank. As was mentioned, there's different kinds of funding here, city, state, county funding. We all get together and try to get projects done, and that's the way it should be. So I'm really excited about this. You know, my children live around the corner from me. We're not that far, and this is another place for us all to enjoy. So thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Dave, for this project, and thank you all for all the work that you do. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Senator. And I think it is just it's a perfect moment and a perfect place here today to share that we have decided with the mayor's strong endorsement that we're going to recognize the enduring commitment of late Senator Bill O'Neill to the North Valley and to these important conservation projects by naming the East Wildlife Viewing Platform for Senator O'Neill. He helped secure a lot of funding for the project. He was really genuinely excited about the vision for the site, and we are honored to recognize all his contributions. And we'll be back out here again to sort of formalize that. And then in the fall, Mayor, when those cranes come back,
reading from Bill's book.
There you go. We'll do the whole play on the platform.
I forgot about the play.
Yeah. But at any rate, we just felt like it was the right time to make that important recognition with all of you who would appreciate Bill's efforts so much. It has also taken some enduring, committed leadership from the City Council to support the vision for the Candelaria Nature Preserve and for this project itself. Preceding Councilor Ike Benton was a big supporter and really helped provide some of the key leadership and glue to keep us all on track here, and he has been ably succeeded in that role by City Councilor Joaquin Baca, who I think knows more about ecological stuff going on here than all of us. So, City Councilor Baca.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that. You know, I'll start off by echoing everybody else. Just a big thank you to everybody who's been a part of this. I think especially when you're dealing with nature projects, nature preserves, there is no way that these are going to happen overnight. You know, trees don't grow quickly, right? And I think about that. The mayor asked me earlier, do you remember working on this from your MRGCD days? I was like, no, actually, it was the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service days. I was on the technical support, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, whatever it was. I know that's also where I first met Dave. He was partnering with us at the Fish and Wildlife Service. So it's, you know, so many people after so many years, it's so important. And, you know, and bringing out the hydrologist in me, you know, we always talk about agua es vida and how important, especially and how worrisome it is this year that the river's likely going to be going dry. But arguably, people care more about the bosque than they do about the river, or at least we love the bosque more than we do the river. And so the nature preserve obviously is just an extension of that, or a recreation of the bosque, which is so important to all of us. And bringing in a tree nursery matters even more as the cottonwoods reach their senescence, as they're reaching the end. Not only do we have to do restoration, but we also have to redream what the bosque is going to look like for our kids in the future. Because it's not going to look like this. It just can't, right? Our whole hydrology has been inverted. But knowing that this is opening, knowing that so many people care about this and are committed to this and working on this for the next 15 years, you know, we can feel that. So thank you to everybody who's been a part of this.
Thank you so much, Councilor Baca. And one of the great benefits of the new access point here, of course, is our ability to tell the story and teach people about the decades-long ecological restoration project that we've embarked on here. It's going to take a while, but we've gotten a great start on that. Fortunately, we have leadership on the City Council who understands not only ecological restoration objectives, but understands that some of the projects like that do take time. It's hard to take 100 acres of farm field and bring it back and restore it to what we hope will be closer to native bosque vegetation, which will be mixed with some wetland and stuff like that. So thank you again, Councilor Baca. And I just want to say one of our key partners in the project itself on the other side of the ditch where the fields are has been the Ciudad Soil and Water Conservation District. I'm not sure if there's any folks here from Ciudad, but we are joined here today by Cameron Weber, the head of Rio Grande Return, who is the point of the prow here, turning over the soil and bringing it back. And Rio Grande Return is doing so much work here that is an ongoing iterative process of learning by doing. And this place has really become an ecological restoration laboratory. And as it goes forward, I think we're going to learn so much and be able to apply that learning to other places in the bosque. And Cameron and her team, she has several of her team members here, are out there on a daily basis doing the really hard work to restore these fields. So thank you so much. And of course, if we're talking farming and agriculture, we're talking the Middle Rio Grande Conservancy District, one of our great partners throughout the valley. And here representing MRGCD is Director and Vice Chair Colin Bow.
Hello! Can everyone hear me? Thanks to the great speakers. It's an honor to be here. I think mainly the point that I wanted to bring up is this is all about building bridges and the connection of place. And so if we look back here, we see 1 and 2, and maybe even if you consider when the fields are wet, a third bridge. That's a really beautiful metaphor of what we have to do right now in hard times. And so the mayor spoke about it, Dave spoke about it, Joaquin spoke about it, Senator O'Malley spoke about it, but it's partnerships that matter. And so coming together in really hard times, this is the perfect example of taking something that was laying stagnant and revitalizing it. And also, with the help from MRGCD and our technical crew, we were able to look at this and implement some technology that helped take the watering down in half, which means what took almost 3 hours is now about an hour and a half. And overall, through a year, we could save upwards of 6 acre-feet of water. That's like a football field with a foot of water on it, 6 times. That's great. So thank you for letting me come and highlight that. We are very excited to be building bridges and to create better access to exactly the gem of the city, the bosque. So peace and love.
I love that. Peace, love, and bosque brewing. At any rate, that is such an important part of the story here, Director Bow. The water that we are going to be applying here, of course, is for a purpose. And we want to grow native plants and propagate native plants and trees that we will again turn around and use to restore the Candelaria Nature Preserve, but also use that as an educational facility here to teach everybody about how to coexist here in our high desert environment with the water resources that we do have. And the innovative technology that the district helped us with is, it may not look like much, but it is expressed right here in this ditch, which is now lined with a new experimental material, which will not only help convey the water properly, also reduce maintenance, and again, get it to its intended purpose faster and more efficiently. So there's a lot going on in this line ditch. We're happy to tell you a little bit more about it. And this may be sort of a pilot project for how MRGCD as a whole can extend these new technologies throughout its miles and miles of acequia ditch system in the valley. So thank you so much for that. And part of the water will also be used to grow a new, expand our tree gallery here. In particular, we want to grow out climate-friendly trees so the public can come here and understand what trees are going to succeed well here going forward. Take a look at those trees in their natural setting and then make choices for their own properties on what kinds of trees to plant that make the most sense for our high desert environment. So again, thank you so much to MRGCD. Well, there's some more details about what you're looking at and what's coming. And for that, I'd like to bring up Superintendent Colleen Langan McRoberts, and I will take over the duties of holding the, this is my most important job, hold up the board.
You almost fell. It was actually really exciting because this past Saturday we were able to irrigate for the very first time with this ditch, and everything went as planned. It was a team effort, and so that was really fabulous to actually see water in this ditch flowing into the tree nursery, flowing into our basins here, and you know, water is life, so we got to see that life. And then who came in afterwards? It was these Canada geese, so they're already making their home here. Pretty cool. I just want to tell you a little bit about how we got here. I'll make it brief, but it was a lot of work and effort by a ton of different people and partners to get to this place today. It started with a massive cleanup effort from our park management. They took 13 months to clean up 1.3 million pounds of green waste and material from this property. That was a tremendous effort, yes. It was our park management that used to manage this facility, and they've turned it over to the open space division. That was no accident. It was through a community input process that happened, but it's been a great turnover, and we've been partnering to get to this point. So yeah, a lot of effort went into just cleaning this place up. It used to serve the larger park network, and now it's going to serve the Candelaria Nature Preserve. We then went through an extensive planning process. The resource management plan for the larger Candelaria Nature Preserve was completed, but then we had an additional planning process just for this property. And that took a lot of effort, was approved by the Environmental Planning Commission. I want to give a shout out to Plan Collaborative, who helped us get to that, through that point to today through construction. So thank you, especially Christina Rowenko, she was amazing. And then we had to work on all the construction documents. We had to work on all the permitting. And then finally we got to the place last year where we were able to go ahead and come here and construct at least the first phase of this project. What does the first phase entail? The parking lot that you're sitting on or standing on, the outdoor furnishings, the interpretive signs. Please take a moment to read those. And it also includes this irrigation ditch, of course, with the help of MRGCD, as you've heard. They helped to provide the technical advice and coordination while the county provided the funding. And then these basins, what's going on over here? Well, we were able to get a little extra funding to actually construct this so it didn't look like just this flat space in preparation for phase 2. So there's a wonderful ADA trail now that goes around this area, and soon this place is going to come to life thanks to the water that we've already gotten, but we'll hopefully continue to get. Pray to those rain gods. And in this first area, you're going to have a nice native grass meadow where we will be actually harvesting seed for the larger restoration project. We'll also have a heritage fruit tree nursery that's going to be over there, really highlighting the importance of fruit trees within New Mexico. There's a fabulous history behind that. And then we're going to continue to do plantings here. So yes, we are showcasing climate-ready trees, but in addition to that, we're going to be planting things that we're going to use in the restoration project, like native plants, willows, cottonwoods, and a variety of other shrubs that we will plant then out at the larger preserve and even in the bosque. And so this is just the first phase of this project, but we wanted to at least get this first phase done so we could open this place up to the public. And that's one of the main things that this property is serving, is the public access to the larger nature preserve. And so people in the future can park here, attend the volunteer events, attend the education events, go check out the wildlife blind, or just enjoy the trails here too that are all ADA accessible. So it's really a great asset. I just want to also give a shout out to our open space staff and volunteers who have also gotten a lot of work done recently, seeding the fields, planting the trees, just cleaning up the property and getting it ready for this grand opening. And you know, open space at its core is a community-driven effort. Even from the very inception of the idea of open space was a community effort. That all of the properties that we have purchased, the management, we could not do it without our volunteers, our partners, our neighbors, and we're going to continue to need those people as we move forward. This is just the first chapter of this, of where we're at. There was a big, long chapter to get here, but the second chapter is going to continue to be working with you all to help us manage this property, to see it come to its full potential, getting the funding to complete the phase 2. And so how can you continue to stay involved? Easy. We actually have volunteer events twice a week, every week, Mondays and Fridays. You can join the Candelaria Nature Preserve Friends Group, as well as Rio Grande Returns out here at the Nature Preserve. You can park here, you would walk over there, and then join that event. That happens Mondays and Fridays from 8 to 12 every single week. And then at the very end of every month on a Friday, starting at 10, we do a tour. So again, that's thanks to, again, our community, the Friends of Group. And you can also just become a member of the Friends of Group and support us in a wide variety of other ways. Come out, get your hands dirty. Most importantly, just come and enjoy this place. Be our eyes and ears, have fun, enjoy nature. That's what it's all about. Remember, what we're doing here is really, really important, especially today when we think about what's happening ecologically. These projects here are helping to support a wide variety of wildlife. They're places for us to come out and enjoy, to get solace, to get connected to nature, and to really just remember we are part of a larger community, a human community, an animal community, a plant community. It's all really important. So thank you. Thank you for your support. I see a lot of people that have helped out to get this done, and I really just thank you from the bottom of my heart. So.
All right. Okay, well, let's get this thing, let's get this bridge open, shall we?
So come gather around, and whoever, just be a part of the picture. So come on up. I know, Peggy, you're way over there, but if you want to come over.
Come on, Peggy.
Okay.
Let's move this, shall
Let's
we say.
let's move it to right in front of this bench right here.
Toward me.
Towards you.
Great.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Just get it out of the way.
All
This
right.
needs to be repaired over here.
Yeah. Okay, won't you?
That's where our scissors went.
I know. Oh, really? This is critical. We bought them in our office.
Oh no, they've been.
Put it up there, Pat. Are you going to put it up there?
I was just gonna get
I'll steal those.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry about that.
No, no worries. I've been wondering who has.
Yeah. Yeah, they were in our car. From the last event, I guess.
Yeah, what's up? That's it, man. Show that, bro. That's it. Come on around. You guys want to scoot underneath? Anyone? Around. Open space, folks. You can go around or under or over. And we're senators. You were a part of this.
Anyone who wants to be in the picture, come on up.
Yeah.
Stand on the bridge.
Neighbors. I know Peggy ran over. If you want to come up here.
Everyone get at it. Neighbors, Diane, you want to come up?
Yep.
That's right.
I'm glad you found a chair.
Peggy,
That's why we put those benches up.
Comment and input. Okay, everyone, come on up.
Anyone else want to jump in here?
No, stay there.
She's ready though. You want to get your hair cut at one side.
Everybody has.
Okay, so let's do this. So you're calling. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 backwards and then Oscar. 3, 2, 1. Bosque!